Yo, 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 yo. Big Kids back up in here. Rapaholics is on one right now, y'all. Rapaholics definitely on one. I looked at a little bit of this video. I said, woo-wee. Hey, before we start, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that second channel so I could go live as soon as we get to 1,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? And you want to become a member to this channel, if you want to get access to early videos and stuff, go ahead and hit that link in the description. You can become a member to the channel. But you know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
I saw him 5 days later at the VMAs and it was all love. So it's just like, I almost wish he had come in there on that shit because I kind of lost like a little respect for the sentiment of the verse. If it's really fuck everybody, then it needs to be fuck everybody. It just can't be halfway for the sake of the people.
It used to be fuck that but now it's Pearl. Fuck everybody.
What do you say f me for?
I watch him pander with them backhanded compliments.
How many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest to ever touch microphone? Dreamville, y'all.
Oh, that's what he talking about. Oh, backhanded compliments.
I love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I.
Put their head on the Cuban link as a monument.
I deserve it all. A timeline.
When you think of some of the most legendary runs that a single rapper has had in a single year, many of you will probably turn back to Tupac in 1996. Shortly after being released from jail, Tupac gave us his legendary double disc album, All Eyes on Me.
Hey, this one of them ones, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go click the link in the description. Watch it on your own, too. I will leave a link in the description to this video. This is one of those ones, y'all.
And after his tragic passing later in the year, his legacy lived on with what many consider his best album, Don Columinati, The 7 Day Theory.
I got advice from my father, all he told me was this, nigga, get off your ass if you plan to be rich.
You might also turn to 1998 and think of DMX dropping two classic #1 albums back-to-back in the same year and performing in front of 200,000 people at Woodstock. Or you might think of 2002 when Eminem gave us one of the highest selling albums of all time with The Eminem Show, along with the #1 hit Lose Yourself and one of the highest grossing hip hop movies of all time with 8 Mile. Or you could flip a year later and look at his protege 50 Cent, whose debut album Get Rich or Die Trying made an impact scary enough to have Jay-Z warn his entire label to step out of the way while 50 Cent reigned over the culture. Maybe you'd skip a few years later to 2008 when Lil Wayne sold 1 million copies in the first week with his magnum opus, The Carter 3. However, whatever year or rapper that comes to mind, I'd like to ask you this. Have any of these artists had the impact or the accolades that Kendrick Lamar has received in 2024? Numbers, bars, impact, praise, accomplishments. We have seen Kendrick check every box this year, and if you doubt for a second that this was one of the most supernatural runs that a rapper has ever had, then stick around till the end of the video. However, the craziest part is that if you take it back all the way to the beginning of 2024, then you'll remember that this year was shaping up to be one of Kendrick's quietest years yet. In fact, people...
And that's what he was talking about, and he deserved it all. He was checking those boxes. I run 6 miles a day conditioning my wind, trying to elevate putting words on his pad to elevate these kids. What are you doing? Wayne telling the kids, look, you need to sip some lean. He ain't saying that those words exactly, but he don't know how to lead by example. He's not showing no good leadership. He's checking those boxes, so I feel him on that. Let's get it.
Anticipated his cousin Baby Keem's upcoming project more than they did the next Kendrick Lamar album. See, in January 2024, we were approaching the second year that we hadn't heard from Kendrick since Mr. Morale. And given the long break that he took between Damn and Mr. Morale, many of us only assumed it might be even longer till we get the next Kendrick album this time around, given the fact that Mr. Morale showed us Kendrick had a lot of healing to do mentally and had grown comfortable in his spot in hip-hop and the silence and peace that he now protects, even ending his song Savior, a song where he declared to the world that he is not indeed hip-hop savior by rapping, and they like to wonder where I've been, protecting my soul in the valley of silence. So while Drake and J. Cole were giving us project after feature after hit record, arguing for who was the hottest MC, is it K. Dot, Aubrey, or Cole, who is the top guy in the big three, Kendrick was seemingly protecting his peace and privacy by dropping out of the battle for Best MC and instead battling to better his mental health. But to many people's surprise, we actually did hear from Kendrick very early on in the year. He previewed a brand new record at the Chanel show at Paris Fashion Week way back in January of 2024. This was the first time we heard from Kendrick since Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in 2022, aside from a feature that he did on a Beyonce song in 2023, where he ironically foreshadowed a lot of 2024's events by rapping, "Truthfully, I be lying in my rap songs cause I always fail to mention that I'd slap homie. His career didn't come with no life insurance. Hope his day one fans got some facts on them." But now we're in January of 2024, and the energy that Kendrick came with on the record that he premiered at the Chanel fashion show was the farthest thing from aggressive. It featured Kendrick singing,
Hey, y'all pay attention. He dropping gems right now. He's dropping jewels.
over jazzy, blues-fueled production, with the lyrics talking about Kendrick being
Shout out to Torture Chamber.
held in a strange spiritual hold and feeling softened. The preview didn't do much to excite fans for new Kendrick music, with fans on Reddit saying that Kendrick sounds like he's only been awake for 5 minutes, or other fans defending the softer performance by saying, "Something about that is so sick though. Like, being bored while you record a sick song just drips with swag." But being bored is the furthest from how you describe previous Kendrick music. So with the softened spiritual hold that Kendrick described was encompassing him, and the vulnerability displayed on Mr. Morale, many fans were wondering what direction was Kendrick gonna go in next. Around the same time, Kendrick shared a selfie on Instagram, and just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of how the sentiment was over Kendrick Lamar in January of 2024, one fan commented on Kendrick's selfie saying, "Zero aura. And y'all trying to tell me he's a bigger artist than Cardi?" But the strangest comment came in February of 2024 under one of Joe Budden's YouTube videos. For whatever reason, way back in February of 2024, something made me screenshot this comment. It said, "Kendrick be chilling. J. Cole is amazing, but it's levels. Nobody wants Kendrick to act up again. Enjoy the peace." And with this comment being made on February 28th, 2024, it gave the rap world exactly 22 days to continue living in that peace. Because on March 22nd, 2024, Future and Metro Boomin gave us this. This was the first time in over 10 years that it felt like hip-hop had its back against the wall. The only time that rappers were this shaken up before this was from Kendrick Lamar himself on his Control verse way back in 2013. But back then, he was simply calling out everyone in hip-hop, saying that when fans think of rap, he wants to be first on their list. But now, in 2024, it was clear that Kendrick had a vengeance for one very particular individual. On his 2023 collaboration with Beyonce, Kendrick rapped, "Beyonce, yes, America has a problem. Geeked up, choosing love, while they choose violence." But now in 2024, on this Future record, Kendrick raps, "My temperament bipolar, I choose violence." And this was obviously a response to Drake and J. Cole's song First Person Shooter, where they declare the big three being themselves and Kendrick, but also hinting at the fact that they're at the top of that big three list, with Drake and Cole doing the Spider-Man meme against each other, and Cole saying that he feels like Muhammad Ali. So it's no surprise that Cole got caught in the crossfires when he heard Kendrick rapped, "F the big three, it's just big me." And I think along with Not Like Us, which we will touch on shortly, Like That will go down as one of the most impactful records of this generation, marking the return of a boogeyman ready for war and a symbol of hip-hop's savior emerging from his hideaway to reclaim the throne. The song instantly went #1, it shook up the entire rap game, and the craziest part is that Kendrick released this while Drake was still on tour, just wrapping up his segment with J. Cole, with Cole being replaced by Drake's mentor, Lil Wayne. The irony of all three of these rappers, each ending up with their own separate conflict with Kendrick this year, and his biggest rival, Drake, having to go out on stage night after night, pretending like this song had no effect on him. But it was obvious, seemingly from the beginning, that regardless of whether or not Drake thought he could beat Kendrick in a rap battle, the thought of what was to come had Drake shook. This is him leaving an after party the night that Like That dropped. Earphones in his ear, you could only...
Damn. He listening to somebody else's lyrics. Yeah, say it like this, Drake. This is how I want you to rap it. This is how I want you to rap the 50 push-ups. Drop, 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 drop a 50 bag, drop.
Imagine he's replaying that verse over and over again, and given the look on his face, I mean, that's the look you give when you just lost your dog or something. He looked like he aged 20 years from this battle before it even begun. I mean, I could only imagine he was replaying those bars, and your best work is a light pack, Prince outlived Mike Jack, over and over again in those headphones, just pondering on what the hell he was about to say and what the hell was about to happen next.
Then he's saying LeBron doing it on the court. Bomb! Damn.
Drake is glued to the phone because he can't believe the unmitigated audacity of Kung Fu Kenny to attack the GOAT in the 9th inning. After that, just gave us back-to-back tours, back-to-back-to-back albums. That had been on a world tour. He finally took a break. And now you want to diss the GOAT?
And Drake would go on to do a couple shows, each day passing with no response, and the world wondering, was Drake going to pull the trigger and officially kick off for the first time since Jay-Z and Nas?
Remember, Drake caught Meek Mill off guard just like that. Meek Mill was on tour while Drake came at him with that back-to-back and all those joints. Yeah, Meek ain't had time to be battle rapping when Meek was out on tour. So he payback. He got the same thing done to him when he did to Meek.
A battle between hip-hop's two largest titans. And like Kendrick rapped on Hood Politics, where he reflected on his conversation with Jay-Z, saying, I resolved inside that private hall while sitting down with Jay. He said, it's funny how one verse can F up the game. That statement never held more weight than in March of 2024. Dang. Drake continued his tour, giving motivational speeches throughout it, saying that his back was straight, he's 10 toes down, he's ready for whatever. And meanwhile, to the world's surprise, Kendrick Lamar's former friend, Jermaine Cole, was really the first one to kick off this entire battle by dissing Kendrick Lamar all throughout his record 7-minute drill and seemingly shifting the dynamics from being a 20v1 between Drake versus Kendrick, Metro, Future, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, and more. Kendrick was now on the defense, having to go up against two of hip-hop's biggest players with Drake and J. Cole. But looking back on like that, it makes you question, was it Kendrick's intention all along to have J. Cole be dragged into this beef? And how many stocks did he really have in stock for J. Cole? On 7-minute drill, Cole dissed Kendrick's entire catalog, calling To Pimp a Butterfly a snooze fest, saying Mr. Morale was tragic, pinpointing Damn as Kendrick's commercial peak, but claiming that Kendrick had now fallen behind and J. Cole had now caught up and was ready for war. But it's crazy how things could change just a good week later. J. Cole gets on stage at his Dreamville festival, the biggest crowd he's arguably ever performed in front of, and backs out of this beef, declaring he wants no smoke with Kendrick and thinks Kendrick is one of the greatest to ever touch a mic.
Hey, Daylight and Schoolboy Q was like, hey, bro, you don't want it, man. You don't want it with him. Go. Daylight was like, go up there and apologize. Go apologize.
A little angle and downplay his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest to ever touch microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, that was the lamest, goofiest shit. Pray that Kendrick really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm going to take that in the chin, boy. Do what you do. It's love.
Now, I know that this video is meant to highlight Kendrick's moves and music from this year, but at this point in the story, we're only in April. Kendrick has only released a 40-second verse and has already had one of the biggest rappers of this generation pull a move we've never seen in hip-hop before by backing out of this battle with Kendrick and apologizing to him on a public stage. And now it was Drake's turn. He was all alone. All eyes were on him. We're now in April of 2024, and on the afternoon of April 19th,
notice Dot could have came with a song aimed at what's the damn J. Cole. He could have came back with a song after the 7-minute drill joint, but he didn't. He said, "Nah, step to the side, Cole. Step to the side. Step to the side. I want him. I want him right there. That's who I want. I want him."
We finally get Drake's first official response with push-ups. From the very moment that Kendrick released Like That, I had been questioning, what did Drake truly stand to gain by even participating in this beef? He could have pretended like that verse was nothing but a desperate cry from Kendrick to pick a fight for no reason. And yeah, he would have looked like a sensitive rapper, but he already was a sensitive rapper. And with the sensitivity Drake displayed during his beef with Pusha T, he should have been calculated enough to realize that he could not afford for similar events to transpire for a second time around, especially with a much more globally renowned tactical rapper like Kendrick. And besides, if Drake did come out swinging, what was he going to say to Kendrick that would grant him the unanimous win from the culture? Could he throw out the fact that he brought Kendrick on his first arena tour, or the fact that Kendrick spent the last 7 years in therapy, working on himself, healing, only to come out earlier this year in 2024 seemingly on a more violent, destructive path than ever before? And with that being the case, what healing did Kendrick really do throughout those years that warranted a 5-year hiatus in silence? But instead of that, Drake chose to go the route of distracting everyone from him versus Kendrick and turning it into a 20v1. He went at Future, Rick Ross, Metro, The Weeknd, and his bars against Kendrick simply fell flat, poking fun at Kendrick's short stature, or the fact that his label took 50% of the profits of his record sales, even though Birdman probably took a lot more of Drake.
50 was behind that. 50 was behind all of that, yeah, dropping, give me 50, top, give me 50, 50, all that 50 stuff. That was 50 Cent behind all of that. Yeah, 50 Cent behind it. That's why it fell flat, boy. Wordies, you buying, boy.
Drake's profits, and Drake is now engulfed in a legal battle between his record label UMG, or he tried comparing Kendrick's success and impact to that of SZA, Travis Scott, and 21 Savage, stating that Kendrick isn't in the big three because all three of the aforementioned names have him quote-unquote wiped down. Regardless, this Push-Ups track and the Tailor-Made track that quickly followed were seemingly enough to keep Kendrick in hiding for the next 17 days.
Kendrick on the clock. Kendrick is all the way on the clock.
Kendrick, where you at?
Boogeyman's coming.
Which boogeyman?
There's only one boogeyman. I hear this whole, you're on the clock, you're on the clock, you're on the clock.
Now, neither one of them is going to make me look at somebody away because they're taking their time. Drake did what he had to do, and it looks like he's continuing to do it even with the bots game he's playing. And Kendrick is playing Silent Assassin, Kung Fu Kitty games.
Silent Assassin, boy. Silent Assassin, boy. Day 12 with no response from Kendrick Lamar yet. He up there cooking up. Day 12. Bruh, he cooking up about 15 joints, boy. He cooking up about 15 joints. Wordies, he's buying.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure?
Day 17, he rose. He showed a pulse.
It took me 17 days to figure the Drake out like Kendrick Lamar. Hey, yo,
And while the world thought that Kendrick's silence was him simply backing out of this battle, it obviously turned out to be the exact opposite. Kendrick released a 6-minute theatrical takedown of every aspect of Drake's personality, reputation, legacy, upbringing, family life, all while simultaneously warning him for what was to come. On Push-Ups, Drake painted himself as the Thanos of hip-hop, battling multiple rappers all at once, while on Euphoria, Kendrick let the world know that those superpowers were getting neutralized. Drake was spiraling, and this was not in
those 17 days, Drake was supposed to be in the studio doing something. He was bugging. He out of anybody, he already worked with Dot, so he already know how the pen game is. He already know. Damn, he gotta be cooking. He cooking up something. He wanted this moment ever since 2010. Dot wanted this for a long time, boy. He wanted you. He been wanted you bad. So I don't even know why you took them 17 days to come up with some damn Pac AI. Weirdo.
In fact, a 20v1, but it was a 1v20 between Kendrick and all of Drake's ghostwriters. Kendrick called out everything from Drake backing out of his beef with Pusha T and redirecting it into a beef with the seemingly unconfrontational Pharrell Williams. He criticized Drake's presence in his son's life, comparing his own parental skills to Drake's. And while he stated that Drake did not teach his son proper morals, discipline, and values, he emphasized that it was due to the fact that Drake himself was completely void of integrity, authenticity, good intentions, and a good influence on the culture. While Euphoria wasn't exactly the nail in the coffin, it set up the foundation for the world to paint Drake in the light of being an immoral actor who brought a poisonous presence to the culture, who did not belong in the very landscape that he built his entire career upon. And with the hope of gaining cultural acceptance, Kendrick exclaimed that Drake not only garnered immense hatred for the way that he walked, talked, dressed, and more from Kendrick himself, but it was actually how the entire culture was truly feeling. Euphoria put Drake in the scope, with Kendrick ending off the song rapping, "If you take it there, I'm taking it further. That's something you don't want to do." But sure enough, fast forward to May 2024, and in the first 4 days of that month, we witnessed Kendrick piece apart his opponent with the most calculated chess moves we've ever witnessed in a rap battle. Not only did Kendrick decode Drake's personality in a much more scathing and calculated way than Drake did to Kendrick, not only did Kendrick play Drake's game better than him by dropping songs at a much more rapid pace and making a much larger impact on the charts, so much so that Drake had to sue his record label for defamation, claiming that they over-promoted Kendrick's records. But the most incredible part about Kendrick's entire performance is that he seemingly distracted the entire world from any allegation Drake made against him. After Euphoria, Drake quickly snapped back a couple days later with Family Matters. On that record contained allegations so brutal that if they ever come out as being true, it would destroy any artist's career, no matter how big or beloved they are. Drake came out and claimed that Kendrick not only lied to the world about his relationship with his fiancée, Drake not only dismantled all of the integrity and loyalty amongst...
Oh, that's the good part. It's the good part. I stop it to encourage y'all to go to support Rapaholics channel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go watch the full video over there. You know what I mean? Y'all go watch it over there. Go support. Go subscribe, you know what I mean? It's about supporting, you know what I'm saying? And this video was good. Y'all think y'all seen something over? Y'all think y'all seen it? Oh, it gets good. It gets better. It gets good. It gets real good. So I suggest y'all to go watch the rest of that. Watch the rest of that. Go subscribe too. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think of the video, man. That's it. This is an awesome build up. I love it. I love it. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. Subscribe to the new channel as well. The link is in the description. Let's get to 1,000 subs so I can start going live over there. Because I'm going to be going live a whole lot over there. And that's going to be like a little live channel over there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.